I know that this episode is probably going to leave me quite downtrodden. Coming across such a charming gentleman as the one that was just on screen, having a history with Raftalia, and not too afraid about laying hands on a second princess, future ruler of the realm. So, what about everyone else that doesn't have such lineage? Or not entirely human DNA? I believe this is definitely going to be the story of Raftalia's nightmares, if you're going to be able to overcome it eventually. Is he going to pay for his crimes? So far, we haven't really seen anyone have a comeuppance. Permanent one, at least. Is it going to change? Ah, of course, so close to the sea, and so many seagulls. Backstory. It's the beginning of the end of how she found herself a slave. Not quite what she was asking. I'm having... Well, funny you should say that. There should be a legendary hero coming along not too far in the future. But her friend that I'm guessing she was called by name in a nightmare, and being so shown off so closely there. Coward. Yeah, he's above them. Of course, just compound it further by saying it so abruptly, which would be more insulting for Raftalia. Him just not acknowledging it at all, or what he did then. Oh, you're one of those demis. Or, fuck you doing here? But we know her village was destroyed from that monster wave. Why was I struggling so much? Unfortunately, this tale of that lord is not rare, especially not in the country of Melramark. We've seen how they've treated demis and slave ownership. With the double standard hypocrisy of the spear hero. But overturning the structure of this country, hopefully it comes about relatively soon. Doubt it, but hopefully. Ah, yes, he is so full of grace. Really? Prostrating that quickly, but obviously there's no... There's no sincerity behind those words. Kinda, but also... Hopefully not just saying to let him go. Because you will be betrayed and backstabbed immediately. He needs to pay for his crimes. Killing him would be the easy way out. whilst like he was probably doing it for fun, whereas you're doing it for the dignity of those ears destroyed. Really? You're in a room outnumbered with a legendary hero. Mana sword. What a least dignified exit. Tripping on your own bullshit and falling out of a window. It would be better if, like, Raftalia had actually defenestrated him, but I guess him falling out on his own means is alright. Now make sure it's done. Or at least break his spine, cripple him. Be harder for him to do anything then. There are any surface wounds. There is still unfinished business in the crypts. This is something that she really needed to hear. This kind of stuff goes on in her country. It's a pretty nice place for a remembrance tombstone. After your entire way of life has been destroyed, it's good that someone led them to keep them together, but really no one else stepped up to that plate before Raftalia. And the fact that it's going through this moment, I'm not expecting much in the basement. Sometimes, though, living by those words is a lot more difficult. Plus, you're allowed to show some emotion, especially in hard times. Oh, great. Where would you rather be? Out living in the remnants of your destroyed buildings? Village? Even if the, Lord Bellend wasn't what he was, I'm not sure being here would be any better. Probably less no, quite drafty. And is he going to come to any realizations? Is that hers? Her cell. Because she doesn't react. Okay, I see. Keep smiling. well, they're allowed to socialise. If only that was something within their power. Unfortunately, not everyone has the luxury of being saved. Of the village. They're going to is Raftalia going to put up a proxy flag once everything here has been dealt with? Helpful. The fact that how weak she is here doesn't fill me with any hope for the future of what she finds here. But it's further means and motive to topple the entire thing. She is no longer of use. Not part of the sale, unfortunately. She'll try her hardest to keep smiling, even under this pressure. Unfortunately, it wasn't the Shield Hero's grace or sense of duty that rescued her back then. Useful. If they didn't go down there, though, there wouldn't be anyone to feed them or even keep them alive. There's a few. There's a lot of cells, but unfortunately... Oh, shit, what was his name? I said it once. After being separated originally. That's at least someone that we've had that bit of storyline. Yeah, she's not wearing rags or lost all hope. Just say something that happened in their history that it would be difficult to make up. I'm not sure I would have remembered all of these kind of small moments. So my ability to make someone believe, oh no, it is actually me. finally came to help, but and now, along with various villages that have been protected, former slaves are well, if you can actually restore their ability to don't answer. Yeah, that explains everything you need to know about. I'm hoping the new, the glasses guy is going to do well by them, but unless you destroy what the country thinks of demis, or well, not from the roots. You don't even have to see to realise. If you needed any more confirmation, there's the flag. I don't think heal's going to work. Really? You can't? You've been kept in a gilded cage if you didn't know this was going on. Yeah. Just tell it to her straight. She's been made to see the true nature of everything that should be under her kind of command. Unfortunately, it doesn't lend to survival in a time like this. Well, introduce yourself. Is she going to now suffer from like survivor's guilt? In a situation like that, there's nothing that she could have done if she was strong enough to save them, protect them all. She would have been overpowered and removed. Well, being the shield hero's sword kind of gave her a new lease of life after all of this, but there are several ways you can try to deal with someone after they've just come across scenes like this and faced what they have, but Raftalia is definitely done more than a lot of others in this story. Not too many, but more than zero. And just like her parents, is she going to be watching on from above? Hopefully that's more than just honeyed words. You're actually going to make moves to stop all of this? Wouldn't it be nice if we all got to have moments like that? Oh, there it is, like I said. Saying a goodbye. If we don't see that flag being replanted, I'm going to be upset. For the... You'd need a bigger bag than that, but apparently not. There's a lot of... I thought it was fighting. Yeah, he's seemed to treat them right, having actually, outside, working, giving them a new lease of life. Oh, for fuck. Double tap. Really? You didn't check? Using the power of... So he's invoking the will of God and the church to undo the seal of a monster. We know who's in the right here. Insane, power-driven little fat man. Yeah, he destroyed the... I'm never going to mention it. Not worthy. He destroyed the last boss of the previous wave. This is just another step up from that. Imagine what kind of abilities you can get from putting a monster that deemed worthy of being sealed away into his shield. But it is nice to see that both Naofumi and Raftalia are kind of like the lights in the darkness for each other when they are in that, those headspaces. And as a potential ruler in the future, having this first-hand experiences of injustice, so you're not learning it second-hand or just through reports. Tough but invaluable experiences for Melty. I don't think we really need to triple check this time, but just to make sure, maybe give it a few prods of your sword. Record that on a crystal, send it to the king. Send a message. Well, what kind of moron would think sealed monster, release it, turn your back on it, everything's gonna go fine for me? And now we've seen the clear out of one cellar. How many more throughout the kingdom are there? How many villages were ransacked? How much hatred for the demis are there? You know, if word of this gets out, are the other countries just going to sit back without showing some displeasure at the very least? But are we going to be shown a reason why it started that humans here just have decided that they are, this superior species? Or is it just a case of humans being humans? As in most kind of fantasy stories. Especially in anime. And also the relevance of the shield hero's involvement. It seems as though fate itself is lining the shield hero and the demis up to coincide. But Raftalia now losing the smile that she had, which used to probably be full of hope in the future, but now bears the weight of everything that they have all gone through. But that just gives it more character. But that's not the only episode tonight. There's another one along your way, and we are out of the dungeons. But where are we headed? But obviously, if you saw the title of the next episode, we have an idea that it might involve Philo, and at least in some capacity. But I hope we're all released of our shackles, whatever they may be. Join me in the next one. If you want to be the smile that keeps me going in the darkest of times, consider joining onto my Patreon, because I know that as long as I have people like Sal, Electric Ant, Arthea, Noku, Shiwan, Mecha, Jennifer Rojas, Stinsfire, Big Boy, Matt, Rasmus Paulson, Girly, Darkshadow 7899, Raywin, and everyone else. I'm not sure I can say I can come out of the torture unscathed, but at least there's something to fight for.